Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's me, JC, again with Wedge Concepts. And in this video, I'm going to help you remove derogatory items from your credit report. Okay, so let's get right to it. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for sliding by. Like I mentioned in this video, I'm going to go over and discuss how to actually remove derogatory items from your credit report. Hey, what's going on? I had to interrupt the video to let y'all know about my book, Broke Budgeting. Okay, it's on Amazon. 5 simple strategies. Okay, the link is going to be in the description. Make sure you pick up a copy. I have a Kindle version as well as a paperback. All right, let's get back to your video. And hope I'm going under the assumption you know what derogatory items are, but just for the sake of it, these are items that are on your report that negatively impact your credit score. Most likely they're going to be collection items. Okay, so I got a lot of notes here. I'm gonna give you a lot of information. You may need to write this down or pause the video and go back to it. It's gonna seem like it's a lot of work, but trust and believe. I can guarantee you 90% of the people can do this. Okay, you don't have to go to a credit repair company. You can if you want to spend the money, but give this a try first and then go from there. Okay, so we got to start with my disclaimer. You know, I'm not a credit person. I'm not a financial planner. Not a, none of that stuff. So everybody can dispute any item on their consumer credit report. You can dispute anything. That's your right as a consumer, that you can dispute whatever you want. Okay. Now, with these derogatory items, for whatever reason they're there, especially if they're in collections, you never, ever, ever want to pay collections. Okay? Let's repeat that. Never, ever, ever, ever pay collections. Okay? Now, what you want to do is you want to start first by getting your free credit report. You can get that from, annualcreditreport.com. I think they have it free up until March or April 2021. If not, you can get a report one free a year, or you can pay. You want to get one from all 3 bureaus, right? You want to go through it. You want to highlight anything that's derogatory. Most likely it'll say collections on it, but you want to make sure you highlight those. So now let's get to the meat of this. Now, of course, you want to go ahead and dispute inaccuracies. I think those are the easiest ones, right? Your addresses don't match. They're old. They're inaccurate. Your name is not you. You don't know who Bubba Smith is. You want to make sure you remove that. You want to look at. You want to make sure you dispute that. You want to look for your account information. Make sure your balances are correct. Make sure that your payment history is correct. Just go through it. I mean, take the time to go through your credit report. Now we got the derogatory items. I'm going to assume that you only have 2 derogatory items, right? So you got 2 collections, one from whatever, second one from whatever. What you want to do is you want to write a letter, okay, to the credit bureau disputing this derogatory item. And you want to dispute it as this does not belong to you. It is inaccurate. And you want it removed. Okay? So you want to make sure you have that language in there. And there's all kinds of templates that you can find. The easiest way to do it, if you go to Experian's website, or you just Google Experian dispute letter by mail, or Equifax dispute by mail, it'll give you their address. It'll tell you things that you need to include in it. They'll give you something that you can print off, fill out. You may have to accompany the letter with a copy of your driver's license, a utility bill. You may have to write your social security number on the form and fill it out. But what they want to do is they want to make sure that, they can verify you. So you got the letters now, right? For Equifax, Experian, or TransUnion, whatever bureau you're disputing this derogatory item or items. You drive to the post office or walk. You get a certified, you're going to send this letter certified, which means that they're going to give you a receipt. Once they receive this letter and it's delivered, you're going to get notification. You want to make sure you keep this green, I think it's green or blue, that you keep this green receipt of the date of when you sent it, snap a picture of it, when you got it. And also that way you can be notified of when they received it, because they have 30 days, usually 30 to 45 days. Some people only say 30 days. It's really 30 to 45 days for them to investigate it and come back and tell you whether this is verified or not. You got to keep in mind that these credit bureaus, they only report the information that was provided to them from the creditor. Okay? So if JC Motors gives auto loans, each month I'm going to take my reports, I'm going to send it to Experian. Experian is going to report it on your account, okay, on your credit report. So now, most likely, what's going to happen is Experian, Equifax, or whoever, TransUnion, they're going to come back and they're going to say the account was verified. No action has been taken. So that thing is still on, the derogatory or item is still on your account. So now the next step is that you want to repeat the same process, except now you want to get a letter, and you can get this from the consumer. Did I have it on here in my notes? Oh, sure. Consumer.ftc.gov is the Federal Trade Commission. Consumer.ftc.gov. They have a dispute letter template. Now, what you want to do is you want to go ahead, manipulate it a bit to make it sound pretty good, but your language still wants to be the same. You still want to say this account. Oh, so these letters are now you're going after the actual collection agency. So ABC Recovery Collections and Portfolio Recovery, whoever. These are the ones, and in your report is going to list their address to where you can mail this stuff to. You're going to write the letter and say, hey, this is a letter. You got two choices. You can do a validation letter, which is, I need you to validate that this account belongs to me. And what validation means is different from verification. Validation means they have to send you information that says that, hey, this bill belonged to you from this original creditor. This is how much money you owed. This was the date that it was open. This is how much you've paid. Yes, this belongs to you. Okay? If they can't provide that information to you, they cannot report it. Sometimes it's just too much work to do it. Okay? So that's the validation letter. Some people want to write the letter and they say, look, same as the credit bureaus. This account does not belong to me. I do not own this account. This information is inaccurate. Remove this from my credit report. Inside of this same letter, you're going to have the same information, right? Inside the envelope. You're going to have a copy of your credit report, and you're going to have it highlighted or circled the item that you're disputing. Okay, so this is the item right here. This is you. Uh-oh, here they come. Let's get them. Ain't no escaping. My hood is better than yours. So you want to make sure that you include a copy of your driver's license. You want to include a utility bill. You want to make sure that on the driver's license, some people say put the entire Social Security. I don't agree with putting your whole Social Security on that. But what you do is you put the last 4 digits of your social on it and you sign it. all these pieces of paper, you're actually going to sign with your signature, right? So now, if you can imagine the envelope, and again, this is going to the actual collection agency, because we've already gone after the credit bureau. They said it's verified. They're not doing anything. They said this information is accurate. So you got this letter that says, hey, it doesn't belong to me. You sign that, fold that up. You got a copy of your driver's license. You put your last four. I'm glad I didn't give you my last four. We put down your last four, and then you sign that. You got your credit report. Hey, circle, highlight. Here's the item I'm disputing. Sign that. Then you got your utility bill, cell phone bill, gas, whatever. You sign that. What happens is, when you send this information certified mail, same as before, when you receive this, now the collection agency is saying, wait a minute, this person really is this person. So we have to go and find this information. And if you're not familiar with the collection agencies, the short and sweet of it is that you had an account with someone. You were more than 180 days late in satisfying that debt. They have charged it off their account, and now it's a total loss for them. They sold your account to a third-party person or group or agency that bought your debt for 13 cents. So now you have a collection of $970. They bought it for $1. If you pay them, the original creditor still never gets paid because they already wrote it off. You're paying a collection agency who has nothing to do with the original debt that you owe. And after you pay it off, it still remains on your credit report for 7 years, except now it has your collection and it has balance or payment and it will say 0. So, ooh, you paid a collection. It won't even improve your score because it's still derogatory. So that means that even if you have a derogatory item and you have a balance of $200 or you have a balance of $2,000, still derogatory, still on your account. Okay, so that's how you do it. So you send that off. They have 30 days. They don't get 45 days. They get 30 days to respond. What's going to happen is they'll send you a packet with all the information that says, hey, this is what we have on you. Here's your file. Here's who you owe, yada, yada, yada. So when that happens, guess what? You got to repeat the process all over again. You got to send certified letters back to Experian, all the credit bureaus. Then you have to go back to the collection agency and keep doing it. Your goal is that you really want someone to drop the ball, right? You want Experian to say, hey, we're tired of dealing with this. Can you please fix this because this person keeps, sending us letters. You want the collection agency just to get tired. It's not worth it. They keep saying it's not theirs. Now, by the time you get to the third attempt, right? So you've gone to the agency 3 times. You've gone to the bureaus 3 times. You've gone to the collection agency 3 times. Now you can actually file a complaint with the consumer finance folks. You can Google that, consumer finance. And what happens is you can actually file a complaint against a collection agency and or a credit bureau. What you want to do is you want to go ahead and file a complaint against the credit bureau stating that this information does not belong to you, that they have been reporting inaccurate information. Now, the consumer finance folks, they are above the credit bureaus. They're going to say, look, when you go and fill that complaint, you're going to have a list. You're going to say, hey, in July, on this date, I sent this to this credit bureau, boom, boom. Then in August, I sent it to the collection agency. Then in August or whatever, September, I sent it to them, to the credit bureau. Next month, I sent it to the collection. Now it's December. no one has taken action on this, I'm filing a complaint. Most likely 70% is going to get removed, but it's not guaranteed. So what about that 30%? Because here's the thing. If that debt really is yours and you're going this route, you got to ask yourself some serious questions as to how did you let it get there? I mean, we all fall on hard times. So ain't nobody trying to be in your business. But if this really is yours, then you need to go ahead and take care of it. Now, if you still want to pursue it, my recommendation is that you go ahead and I don't like this, but you go and you request to pay it only if they'll delete it. Okay? So I'll pay the collection, but you have to delete it. They call it like pay to delete. So this has to be done in writing, meaning that you want to write a letter to them to say they'll pay to delete, and they have to respond via mail, through the mail, that they will go ahead and delete that item if you pay. But here's what happens in the real world. In the real world, you send off this letter to the credit bureau. It comes back verified. You send it to the collection agency. Excuse me. The collection agency says, hey, we don't have enough time to get all this information. Hey, Cheryl, go call such and such. Here's his docket. Call them so you can verify them and validate them. So now your cell phone rings. You don't recognize the number, but they say, hey, is this such and such? Hey, I'm from such and such. We received your letter, such and such. Click, hang up. Don't do it. Don't get on the phone. Don't answer any calls. What you want to do, because what's going to happen is they'll call you. You'll say, yes, this is he. We got your letter, such and such. Yes, this is my letter. Okay, you want us to validate? Yes, I need you to send me something in writing. Okay, we want to make sure this is your address. We want to make sure this is such and such. Remember, you already gave that information in the letter. So now you reconfirm that because they might not have it. Or they want to make sure when they get this thing out to you that they got it in there. No, don't do any of that. Force them to send you something in the mail that has all of your information in there. Because if they're at day 29 and their last shot to get this validated under law is to call you to validate it, don't take that call. Force their hand, right? Okay, so so the next thing is that's writing letters. You can do it online as well, at least for the credit bureaus. The catch with the credit bureaus is that what I recommend you do if you want to do it online is that you want to make sure you understand that once you dispute it online, depending on if you're going directly through Experian or Equifax or TransUnion, that you may only be able to dispute it once online. That doesn't mean that you can't dispute it through mail afterwards, but you can, definitely do it online at least once. Sometimes you can't do it more than that. Almost dropped that. So if you use Credit Karma, I actually like Credit Karma, and that was a derogatory item that I had on Credit Karma. And if you go to Credit Karma, you got your TransUnion and you got Equifax and TransUnion. You can click on that. You go to all of your accounts. You look at your account that's derogatory, and then you're going to click on, I believe, dispute an error. When you click on that, you're going to get two options, okay? One is going to say ownership, and the other one's going to say accuracy. You want to make sure you choose ownership, okay? Because if you choose accuracy, that's saying information is inaccurate. What they'll do is they'll look to make sure it's accurate and leave it on there. If you say ownership, then you can actually say, hey, this doesn't belong to me. Now, if it comes back verified, then you'll follow the same process as sending a letter to the collection agency. So this is just gives you another way that you can go ahead. I like the online the first time, because that way I don't really have to wait 30 days, because sometimes I'll get my hopes up. You go to dispute something, you're like day 27, day 28, almost 30 days, even though they have the 45, but you're getting up there. And then on day 32, they'll say verified. Then it's like, oh. But if you do it online, you kind of speed the process up, and they can verify it in like a week. Then you can automatically go to the next step, which is to send those letters. Okay? So let's make sure we got, I'm not going to go through all that again, but just to recap, okay? You're going to send letters to every bureau disputing all your derogatory items, that these do not belong to you, that this information is inaccurate, and you want this deleted from your account. You're going to do the same thing for the collection agencies that you have on there. You're going to send certified letters, so that way you can keep track of it, okay? After 60 days, 3 attempts, however long it takes, then what you want to do is you want to go file a complaint with the consumer finance folks, okay? And you have to Google that, but the website is there. You got to do a little bit of work, right? You want to file a complaint against the reporting agency, i.e. Experian Equifax TransUnion. You want to say that, hey, Experian, even though I've disputed them 3 times and I've gone after the collection agency, they still report this inaccurate information. When you go to dispute it, they're actually going to ask you, have you tried to dispute it through the credit reporting agency? Yes, I have, 3 times. Here are the dates. Have you tried disputing or contacting the collection agency? Yes, I have, 3 times. Here are the dates. So we're looking at a 70% accuracy, okay? So you're talking about, could take 3 months, could take 6 months, could take a year. But here's the thing. In all honesty, if this is yours and you know that you just didn't pay for whatever reason, even if it was beyond your control, you're going to have to put in some work to get that thing removed. But it's well worth it, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to go to a credit repair agency that you just Googled or you saw on YouTube. Not saying that they're bad, but let's say they charge you for each derogatory item, they charge you $279 a month. And then you got 2 of them. So now you're paying $600 a month, and it takes them 9 months to get that thing removed. You know what you could have did with that money? Again, 90% of people can do this on their own, I believe. But if you want to go through an agency, a credit repair place, go for it. I don't think you need to. I think it's worth a shot. I mean, really, what do you have to lose, right? Right. Okay. So that's the recap. Good luck. Do me a favor. As you know, do not click subscribe. Do not click the like button. Take this information, apply it, use it, share it with those you love and or care about, and let's build together. All right? Peace.